Hello there. Welcome to the Fourth Reich. Sieg Heil, Donald Trump. Um, Bit of a response to Brian, Embryonic Robot. I've been enjoying his 12-inch singles videos, and God, I got regrets. I let a few go, ones that just sounded so good. I'm not talking about um, those extended mixes, which are usually a waste of time. Brian's explained all that, and I basically just want whatever the radio edit was, with one exception, and that's Ghost Town by the Specials. There's a fantastic tuba or whatever solo in the middle of the extended mix, and I don't know why I let that one go. I used to move around a lot, from state to state, and half the time I leave all my records with my parents' place, and because it's just too hard carrying them everywhere. Anyway, that's that. And I do have more than I thought. I went and had a quick look through. I've shown many of them before. Yeah, I've got Tad, 12 inches. I got Nick Cave. I got quite a few, more than I thought. Jesus and Mary chain. But I just pulled out a few here that I think sound exceptionally good. First thing first, though, I've got to. Yesterday I put out a video, or the day before, where I really tore into poor old Doug Ashdown and his album, The Age of Mouse. Look, I must have been in a bad mood. I mean, it's just not my music. And yet I have a 45 of his from 1974, I think, which is a big hit in Australia and probably in the US as well, called Winter in America. It's just a big, beautiful pop song, beautifully produced, great lyrics, wonderful. So I'm sorry, Doug. I don't know why I came down so hard on it. I think what it was the album cover of Age of Mouse. I mean, it's just that there's a thing called personal space. I'm from northwestern European extraction, and you need about an arm's length, right? When another male gets into that zone from your hand to your head, you start to get very uncomfortable, unless you're that way inclined, of course. And so that's about as close as I want someone to get to me. Now, this guy is quite a good-looking fellow, but why did they do this? Now, this is one I bought at Sutherland, St Vincent de Paul, before I moved out to this godforsaken hellhole. And I got quite a few good ones there for $2. Now, this is one I got for $2. The name sort of rang a bell, and there was a song called Driving Wheel, which I thought, hang on, didn't Paul Butterfield band cover that? So I thought, look, $2, I'll give it a shot. But it was a hard choice, because when you see the cover, you'll know that I was a bit dubious about getting it, but I thought, hey, what's $2? Bit like when I bought the Doug Parkinson, not Doug Parkinson, Australia's greatest soul and rock singer, unlike Doug Ashdown, or like Doug Ashdown, which I probably paid $2 for at some stage, and might have even got it at Subway. Anyway, I'm going on about it. So I came down hard on Dougie, but it's not his fault. It's the arsehole that actually designed the album cover. Now, this is a guy, a Canadian artist, born in the UK, but moved to Canada when he was a youngster, and David Whiffen, and very underrated. This is a great album, man. This guy has a voice. Oh my God, what a voice. What a voice. My favourite track on here is where is it? It's just called Mr. Whiffen. It's about himself. And how about it? It's just, here we go. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is in my personal space. Just holding this thing here is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Woo! Great album. Fantastically good album. It's one of the best $2 I've ever spent. Okay, here's a few 12 inches I thought I'd pull out. I'm not going to get them out of their sleeves. This sounds so good. I adore this. This is the original 12-inch Tour de France. This is not the album. It's a 12-inch single with, you know, one's in French or something and one's in whatever. It just sounds so good. This is the first 12-inch single I ever bought. This is a 1970s one, which was highly, 1983. It's Ben Rankin's favourite artist, Van Morrison, with them. It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, which is the version of that Bob Dylan song. But check out the other tracks on here. Mystic Eyes, my favourite them track. And Bennett appreciated because it's 75% of the song's over before Van even comes in. It's awesome, that single. Here Comes the Night. Oh, heck, I love it. And, of course, Gloria, Gloria. This sounds fucking fantastic. Unbelievably good sound. Super Sound Maxi 45 RPM. And there must tell deck, of course, German. Believe me, if you ever see this and you don't want to hear some awful muffled CD best of them, or if you ever see this in good nick, get it, jump on it. It sounds unbelievably good. Now, this is one that I'm sort of what you would call a guilty pleasure, but I bought it for just the sound of this thing. They were called the Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Starship, isn't it? No, it's just called Starship. We built this city. On rock and roll. Yeah, I know it's AOR, but I like that sort of stuff. I still love hearing those things on a jukebox in a beer garden or driving when I'm driving the car. I love things like that Boston, More Than a Feeling, and this is just one of those classic, great AOR rock songs. And this sounds unbelievably good. And talk about volume. I mean, this thing it kicks butt. It's a guilty pleasure, but by golly, I love it. Now, here's one that might upset a few people. It might upset 1,000 homo DJs, but it doesn't upset me. This is the mighty awesome Al Jorgensen from Ministry. He had another so-called band. It was actually him, called the Revolting Cocks. I used to have that, and that's when I let go. But this one's much better. This is a version of Supernaut, Black Sabbath, and it absolutely wipes the floor. This is killer. You ever see this one, guys? Jump on it. If you like Ministry, wow. If you like Black Sabbath, but this is the version of Supernaut. Oh my God, it's so good. And to finish up, Ram Jam, Rough and Ready mix. Well, I'm not worried about that. Side 1, Black Betty, Rough and Ready remix. Side 2, Black Betty original version, and Black Betty Rough and Ready remix edit. Well, I just go straight to the one I know from the radio, so the extra bits don't really help it, in my opinion. What a killer. This sounds so great, man. And to top it off, that'll do.